Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Giga Alpha Sigma Gassy Fug HIV Wolf Furry podcast, okay? Now this episode is going to be mostly about mentality and mindset, okay? Because I see a lot of these other quote-unquote alpha male content creators talk about mindset and they're entirely wrong. First things first, just by you quote-unquote selling your mindset, first of all, you're selling your mindset. Why are you selling what you're basically selling yourself. You're basically prostituting yourself. And you're not even truthfully prostituting yourself because you're selling them a quote-unquote mindset for so much money. You're just scamming them. You're scamming them, okay? So don't go to those guys. Go to me because I'm the actual alpha here. Because unlike them, I live in the woods. You know, I'm here in the woods. I'm going to go quiet and you're going to hear sounds of the forest, okay? So listen. Okay? Silence. All been quiet because of me. You feel me? So, you know, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'm just going to tell you because I want to help you out. I want to help you become a Giga Alpha Sigma Gassy Fug Wolf, okay? So, here's my mentality. It's called the loving predator mentality, okay? Now, of course, my mentality is multiple different parts. This is just a quarter of it. Because my mindset is actually 4 different parts. And this is a quarter of it, okay? The loving predator mentality basically means you are a predator who loves to groom, okay? I am a predator who loves to groom. You should be a predator that loves to groom. Let me explain, okay? Now, the predator part comes in because, of course, you got to hunt down your prey, okay? Let's say, for instance, you know, I'm hunting down like a deer or something. I'm going to be sniffing out, trying to pick up their scent, and eventually I'll come across the deer in like a clearing, right, of the forest. I'm going to stalk it, trying to be silent, move in silence, you know, and when I get close enough, I'm going to lunge at the deer. You know, the deer are probably going to run off, and, you know, I'm going to chase the deer down. I'm not going to give up, though. Eventually, I'm going to get the deer, and I'm going to rip into his throat, rip out his jugular, and, you know, I'm going to eat it after, okay? That's the predator part. Now, the grooming part comes in because when you're at the highest stage of alphaness, you know, the Giga Alpha Sigma Gassy part of it all, okay, you have multiple people below you that are looking to you for advice, okay? And you got to groom them, okay? So, and a big part of the grooming as well is to keep them clean. Not like a shower, but just because that's unnatural, you know, you shouldn't take showers, but just kind of keep them clean, to keep them clear of diseases, you know, because I remember back when I was a beta, back when I was a omega, so when I was below beta, okay, I heard of Lyme disease, and I really wanted it because I really like limes, and I was thinking, oh, that means I'm going to become citrusy. I'm going to become green, like gassy, and I'm going to be able to squeeze juice out of my hands if I squeeze really hard. So I had ticks bite me, get to a full inflated size for my blood, and I got a Lyme disease, and it was not a good time, okay? Now, I, of course, got through that because I'm alpha, and I just do that. But just understand, you know, because that was due to me not being smart enough and knowing about Lyme disease. So you, as an alpha, has to groom them, not only to get rid of the ticks and fleas, but also grooming them in terms of giving them knowledge, teaching them your lessons that you learned throughout your alpha journey, you know. And they could be guys who are like, you know, betas, you know, or they could be little kids. You know, you got to groom the little kids so they can learn early on your mistakes and they can become alpha, you know, uh, better, be the better alpha than you. Now, no one can be the better alpha than me, but for you, groom the little kids at the kindergarten so they can become more alpha than you, or just simply as alpha as you. So that's the loving predator mentality. The predator part, of course, understanding you got to hunt down your food. Gotta hunt down your food. That can apply to not only hunting down deer, but maybe I don't know anything in life that involves hunting. Anything that involves that kind of whatever you can kind of make it seem, is you can like connect it to what you're doing, to the goal you're trying to achieve. That'd be great. And the grooming comes in of teaching others as well. So that's the loving predator mentality. And I have a question. Okay, I see many animals, and with us, not me, but simple humans, the meat sizes vary. According, I watch a lot of homosexual adult content, because it's better than straight stuff, and it's more educational, and the storylines are better. Okay. And one thing that I notice a lot is that the meat sizes vary a whole lot. People can have micros. People can have ginormous BBCs. Oh, I see this commonly, or just have it on average. And got me thinking, do other animals have this same thing? Such as like bears, lions, tigers, oh my, all of those, any animal really, do the meat sizes vary depending on the individual? Or is it just the same for all individuals? Because if that's the case, are simple humans so much more advanced than those that our meat sizes vary? And what's the science behind that? I'm genuinely curious. And if it does vary depending on the individual, how much does it vary? Because I have seen videos of like 1 inches compared to like 9 inches. I've seen these. So do animals have those, or it's more so like a couple centimeters off, depending on the individual? And if that's the case, do female animals have their own variations, such as maybe they like the really big ones, maybe they like them average, maybe yours is perfectly fine because the big ones hurt? I don't know. It's a legitimate scientific question we must be asking ourselves, because I think the cure for cancer is not as important as knowing about this, knowing about the science of the meat, of the SMEAT, of the penis. Knowing about the science of that is much more important than cancer and really any disease in general, because, those people are going to die. But your meat, that's with you, bro. And that's going to keep being a thing. Okay? So we got to study that. We got to be able to cure people. Because it's a disease to have a small penis. Because if that's the case, you need to make a cure for that. Because I reckon that kills more people than cancer does. They may not be a body off the senses, but it kills them on the inside. So that's my piece on that. So I want to talk about a paradox. We all know the trolley problem, the grandfather paradox. What's that one boat paradox where if you keep replacing it, it's the same boat? I forgot the name, but mine is called the "it's gay" paradox. It basically means no matter how masculine a woman is, as long as she has a vagina, it's not gay to do stuff to her. But no matter how feminine a man is no matter how feminine, I'm talking, they're skinny, they have thick thighs, they're built like a woman, and they have feminine facial features, like they just look like a female. But since they have a wiener, it's gay to do stuff to them. And I think that's wrong and messed up in a lot of ways, because doing stuff is not purely a sexual thing. If you're like me and you're a giga alpha sigma gassy fuck wolf, you gotta do stuff to other alphas who are trying to challenge your alpha status, to teach them, to dominate them. Because there's nothing more dominating than, doing stuff to another man, giving them their seed, okay? You know, that's huge. You're giving them their seed, your seed, and so now a part of you is always going to be inside of them. Okay, so that's very important right there. Or and people are going to say that's gay, and how is it gay? If you yourself are not actually gay, then it's not even gay. Okay, because let's say for instance you're getting necked off by a dude. Okay, do you? Because if you like the fact that it's a dude sucking you off, then you're homosexual, and that's fine. But if you just like the feeling of it, then it's not even gay. Because you just like the feeling. You like the act of getting necked off because it feels good on your penis. Okay? And that's not even gay. It's just not. It's just scientifically true that it's not gay. And the source is me, because I have the most experience in this field. And I have the most amount of experience in this, so my experience matters a lot, okay? And it's just not gay. Because I never liked the fact that it was a dude. I liked it because I felt like an alpha, that I was dominating the other man, making him know, like, hey, I'm the alpha, okay? And you will obey me and follow my every command. Now bend over. That's what I mean, and that's how I think more men need to just quit being worried that, oh no, what if it's gay? Just do it, bro. As long as you're not actually gay, and you don't like the fact that it's a dude, then it's not even gay, okay? So let's do some story time, okay? Now, I'm gonna set the scene. Now, back when I didn't live in the woods, I lived in a neighborhood, and I was walking around, okay? And I look to my right, and I see a house on fire. And I see the parents outside, and they're like, my baby's inside. No. My baby's inside, and their baby's inside. So I rush in, and I get the baby out very easily, okay? But then they start talking about, oh no, all of our money's gonna be gone because we don't trust the bank, so we put all our money beneath our mattress, which is valid. That is what you should do, okay? Because the bank, that's where the people with the big noses and the blue and white flag with the star in the middle, those people will take all your money. Don't ever trust the bank, okay? Like, see that bank, and if people say, oh, put your money into a savings account, buddy, you save it yourself, okay? Fuck that bank. That bank, we don't fuck with that shit, okay? So I'm like, oh, I gotta get these people their money. I gotta make sure they're gonna be okay, because after this fire, they're gonna be alive, but they're still simpletons. They still only think, we can only live with money. We can only live with money because they're simpletons, okay? So, guess what I do? There's no fire hose around, but I have one. So I whip it out, okay? And I start stroking my shit, okay? I start stroking violently, okay? And eventually, when I start squirting, because I have a ability, because it's like, how like a water hose is? You can like turn the dial to make him like a jet or soaker or like shower mode. That's what I can do with my meat, okay? Because it's advanced. And I start, and I turn the jet mode, and I just start going, flinging my kids everywhere to stop the fire. And guess what? It works. It stops the fire in its tracks. The house is saved. Their money is saved. It's just now my kids are everywhere. And guess what happened? I got put on the registry. I am now legally a sex offender, despite the fact all I did was save the day. But since I whipped my meat out, apparently, I'm now a sex offender. That shit is fucked up, okay? That shit is fucked up. I saved the fucking day. The fire department wasn't fucking there. They didn't do shit. But I saved the fucking day. I saved their fucking house. And they signed me up for the sex offender registry. They said, oh, why do you whip your meat out? Oh, my kid's right here. And I'm like, motherfucker, your kid's full of smoke. He's about to die of lung cancer in like 15 years. Go fuck yourself. Okay? And I mean, and I'm talking to the dad about this. I tell the dad, go fuck yourself, as in, take his meat and turn it around to go up his butthole. But it's probably not even big enough to do all of that. So I saved the day, and I'm still on the registry. What a fucking world, okay? Now, To end off the video, I want to talk about being scared. I was scared when I saw the fire and I went into the fire because what if it hurts? What if when I go in and it hurts? I go in there and it hurts. I get burned. But the baby's life was on the line and I had to save the baby and I saved the baby, you know? And that can go for anything, whether it's a job interview, which if you do, you get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, why the fuck you doing that shit? Or, you know, trying to talk to a Floyd or something like that, which, yeah, again, you shouldn't do because dudes are just objectively better. Or, I know, for a better example, man, I can't wait to go to the gay strip club, but what if I underperform? What if I'm not as good as I am because I'm just so scared? It's okay to be scared, but how do you react to it? Do you tuck your tail between your legs and run off? Because I sadly have to mention, I have done that before. But as previously stated with the loving predator mentality, I used that experience to groom others to not making those same mistakes as I did. Because at the end of the day, unless you're like me and you like live forever and you have multiple lives, you can just respawn wherever you want to. Most people don't have that. You only live once. And at the end of the day, no one's gonna give a fuck. You can move states. Okay? Maybe you go, I don't know, maybe, I don't even know, you go to a club and you fuck it up. You fuck it up. It's not a good time for anybody. Who the fuck's gonna care, bro? As long as you didn't like rope somebody and you weren't too like fucking like weird, like, oh my god, I gotta call the police type of weird. If you just said some bad jokes and shit, no one's gonna give a fuck. Okay, all the motherfuckers are drunk anyway, you know, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, it's gonna feel bad at the moment, but at the end of the day, in like a year, no one's gonna give a fuck. At the end of the day, they're gonna die. You're probably gonna die. So, fuck it, do it, bro. So just do it, man. But don't take this as being negative and me forcing you, okay? But just understand, before you quit on something because you're scared, just know, will I ever do this again? And how badly will I regret not doing this? Okay? Just think about it a little bit. So, I'm going to end the video off there. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe for more motivational content. And I'm going to end off the video with some nature noises for you guys. So I'm going to go quiet. Tweet, 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 tweet. Ribbit, ribbit. Oh, I'm a bear. I'm a deer. I'm a deer. I'm a deer. I'm a deer. I'm a stick insect. I'm a stick insect. I'm Bigfoot. I am Bigfoot, and I'm gonna end the recording.